Hi, and welcome back to Ian's How to Make Tech Easy. Today we're going to answer a question from a buddy of mine. So Josh, tell me about your situation here and your problem that you're trying to solve.
Here's the challenge. We are avid Spotify users. We listen to the podcasts, a broad array of music, including Holy Diesel, our son, who has one song featured on Spotify, and here lies the problem. The problem is that we have a Sonos box setup which feeds the music exclusively to one set of speakers, which unfortunately is outside. We also listen to the Spotify on our phones and on the iPad through our earbuds, but we don't have that particular broad array of music and podcasts off the household system.
Let's now take a step back and look at some of the considerations and requirements that I have for music streaming services and wireless devices. So let's take a look at the slide in front of you that I put together to give you some of the considerations and requirements that I look for in a streaming music service and home audio devices that can play music wirelessly. The first on the left is streaming service has to have the music you want when you want it. The second thing I look for is it has to be easy to use, i.e. their app has to be easy to use if you're using it on your iPhone or iPad or Android device. Also, it has to be usable on a PC if you want to listen to music on your home PC or MacBook, etc. And the last consideration there is CD resolution or better. And what do I mean by that? Well, today we have CDs that we love and cherish that sit in the closet and do nothing. And through these music streaming services, you can deliver CD quality today, or the resolution that is stored on that CD, captured on that CD, and played back to you through the streaming service. So what's important about CD resolution is that the higher the resolution, the better the sound will be, whether you're listening on your earbuds in an Apple iPhone or through Bluetooth or wireless speakers in your home. In front of you is a slide I put together that shows on the left side the wireless device companies or wireless devices and their resolutions as to whether they can play CD resolution or better, which they all primarily do. That's not an issue for these devices. They all want to be able to play the best possible sound quality that you get delivered through a service. Across the top, it says native integration with streaming music services. And those are samples of the different music services that are out there today and whether they're directly compatible natively with that device on the left side. So for example, two of the most popular devices that are out there today is the Sonos device on the very bottom and Blue Sound, a direct competitor to Sonos, as well as these other companies. So looking at Sonos on the very bottom, you can see that Sonos integrates with a lot of different services. And to be upfront, I was an owner of Sonos devices. I have switched to other devices that I'll go through in a minute. But the Sonos company offers many different devices, which I'll show next. And those devices enable you to capture streaming music services natively through their Sonos app and then either present the music to you through its speakers or hooking those devices into, let's say, your stereo receiver to play the music back through your stereo. On the right of the slide, we have the different URLs that I use to get access to information that you see here on this page. I also looked at the streaming music services themselves and what they offer as far as resolution. And as you can see here, these are the music services, whether they allow you to pick the music you like to listen to, or is it more like a radio where you basically pick the channel and it plays the music that it chooses to play, and whether it plays music at CD quality or better. In this case, you can see many of the music services do not. Qobuz does, as you can see, third from the bottom. And on the next page, you can see Spotify, which by the way has over half the market share of music streaming services, is no, where it does not play at a CD resolution or CD quality or better, but Tidal does. So I am a subscriber to Tidal. I am not a subscriber to Spotify, but my children are, and they love listening to music through Spotify. I've used the free service of Spotify, and it works pretty good. I like the interface, and it's good enough for me to listen to music on my iPhone. But to pay $10 a month when I'm not going to get CD quality, it's not as important for me to continue to subscribe to Spotify for that amount of money. I'd rather subscribe to Tidal, which I pay $20 a month for, but it gives me the CD quality that I'm interested in and the music that I like playing. Its interface is okay. I like Spotify's interface better. I have yet to try out Qobuz. I've tried Google Play, Google Music. I've tried Apple Music, which obviously I listened to at one time with iTunes. And again, Apple Music does not play at a CD resolution or better. So now let's take a step and look at some wireless devices, websites, and how they present their products. So in front of you we have the Sonos website. Here in the US, they have speakers that stream music wirelessly as a standalone device, like the One, the Play 1, the Play 5, etc. They have a Play bar that actually would go below your TV and hooks into your TV, so you can play the sound from the TV through the Play bar, and the same for the Beam. They also have something called a sub, so it's a subwoofer that would hook into your wireless music system and play the bass, because that's what subs do. And then they have something called an amp and connect amp, which are basically streaming devices that don't have speakers. They just have outputs for speakers to hook onto the amp device. So let's take a look at the Sonos amp device. And here, as I mentioned, it's an amplifier with the streaming capability. And on the back of the box, you can see the network connections where it says Ethernet switch. It also hooks into your network wirelessly. And output from this can then go into your stereo receiver through the left and right RCA plugs that you can see, or it can hook into your subwoofer as well. And it also hooks into the speakers directly, so you can plug any speaker into it that would enable you then to listen to the music. So this device is an amplifier with a streaming capability built into it. And in Josh's case, this is the device he has hooked into those speakers outside. But what he can do, like I mentioned earlier, is he can take the left and right outputs and plug them into his receiver and listen to the music through his receiver in the house. As an example of receivers that I mentioned, Marantz offers a wide variety of receivers and what they call audio-video receivers, which is designed to not only play music but also hook into your TV and cable box, etc. So you can watch video and have the receiver control the volume, etc. for surround sound and multiple speakers and multiple zones. If we were to take a look at the back of this Marantz receiver, you can see that it has audio-video inputs that are digital, which are here. So you can plug, for example, the Sonos Connect device, digital optical out into the optical in of this receiver. And then this receiver would be plugged into your speakers, as you can see down here, and those speakers would be playing the music streamed from the Sonos Connect device. Another company I wanted to mention is Bluesound, as I talked about earlier. I'm an owner of Bluesound products, and the two products that I own are the Node 2i and the Pulse Flex. So let's click to Node 2i first. So this is a competitive product to the Sonos. And what it does is it's a streaming device that allows you to stream the music through the Blue Sound app or through the native integration of the Spotify app to the Blue Sound device here called the Node. And on the back of the Node, you can see that it has outputs, audio left and right, which are analog outputs that enable you to hook it into an amplifier or receiver, like I mentioned before. It also has digital outs in the form of optical and coax. It also has other kinds of outputs and inputs that you can utilize for playing music or listening to music. The other connections here on the back are Ethernet, which again is hooking into your network through a wire, and it also obviously hooks in wirelessly to your network. The other product I've used and that I own is the Pulse Flex, not the 2i, but the Pulse Flex, in essence, the same kind of product. This is an improved version of it. Again, standalone speaker, powered, wirelessly stream music to it from a service like a Sonos, like a Spotify or a Tidal, etc. And it also has controls on the top that enable you to make the music louder, softer, stop, play, and has presets, which I like. And I can set a preset to a particular radio station, and through the TuneIn music service, I can then pick a radio station that I want to listen to, either locally or around the country, and save that as a preset on the speaker. So all I have to do is push number 1 and play whatever radio station is preset to that particular number. Another company I wanted to bring up is Kef. Kef offer wireless powered speakers. As you can see here, the LS50 wireless speaker. I own these and I listen to them in my living room. They come as a pair. They are able to integrate into Spotify and Tidal natively, as you can see. They also play high-res music natively. They can hook into your network wirelessly or through a network cable. And they also offer other kinds of inputs that enable you to hook your, let's say, Sonos Connect, if you want to use Sonos, or your Blue Sound Node into this device to stream music through those apps. Kef has its own set of apps as well that would be accessible on your iPhone or iPad. In front of you is another example of wireless speakers that also stream music. And Devalier is the company I'm showing here. They have a few different speakers. As you can tell, their price point is higher. These are geared towards what I would call the audiophile crowd, but they are quite good sounding. I did listen to them in a store. I do not own them, but this is not a review of their speakers. But I thought to show it to you because I want to give you kind of a diversity of what's out there today from a wireless streaming music capable device that you can put in your home. And in front of you we have the Polk Audio website. And as you can see, they offer a different wide range of products. And the wireless home speakers are what I'm referring to here, as you can see on the screen. So as an example, let's take a look at Blue Sound's app for the Windows PC, which I haven't opened here in front of you. And as I said, I'm a Blue Sound owner. You can see here from the app that I have a device I called Kitchen, which is my Pulse Flex speaker that I mentioned earlier. And on the left, you can see the playlist that I've created, preset buttons that I mentioned that will be on top of the speaker that I've assigned to these different radio stations for now. And then the different music services that it can integrate with natively within the app. And as you can see, as a Tidal user, I can bring up Tidal and click on the things, the different offerings that Tidal has that they've put into these different categories. And as an example, to see all of the different services, I will click on More Music, and you can see all the different services here that the Blue Sound app integrates with natively. If I was a Spotify user, I would need to open up the Spotify app, and through Spotify's premium service, I would then be enabled to play music from the Spotify app to the Blue Sound speaker that I have in my kitchen. Since I'm not a subscriber, if I open up the app, it will not permit me to select that speaker. So that's an example of the Blue Sound app that you get with the Blue Sound speaker. So take a look at the matrix, and that will give you a good perspective on some of the devices that are out there and the native integration of their apps with the music services that I've mentioned, and obviously others. So thank you for watching today's video on Ian's How to Make Tech Easy music streaming services and wireless devices. Hope you found it informative, so if you go out there and start to look at the options that you have better information to make decisions with. If you liked the video, please do a like below, and I look forward to your comments and questions. Thank you for your time.